I'm a doctor. I was dean of the medical school here at Dalhousie. And prior to that, I had a variety of jobs. First in Manitoba, and then McGill, and then University of British Columbia before coming here 19 years ago.
I met John in the hospital at the Montreal General. I was head nurse on an orthopedic ward at the time. And he said, would you like to go out? And I said, when? And he said, well, tomorrow. And I said, well, I'm playing tennis. He said, oh, sorry. So we went another time. And bit by bit.
We looked at, I guess, 3 houses in the south end within walking distance of the medical school.
And then I said, John, would you like to come down and look at this one? And let's see. And?
We did.
And?
We bought it. But we were lucky. We didn't realize how lucky we were. But it was the perfect size for us. Water is very important to this house. And across the road from us were 2 boat clubs. One was the Nova Scotia Rowing Club, which was a drinking place. And they still dive for old beer bottles down here. And the other one was the Halifax Amateur Boat Club, which was known as the Halifax Anti-Booze Club. So boats have a long history here. We close the front door and we're in the country. We open the front door, we're in the city. It's unique.
You know, I would say perfection. We're lucky. We're lucky.
The house was really perfect. It wasn't that old. It was built probably
15 years?
15 years before we got here, so it was relatively new. And everything was ship-shape.
Perfection, just
yeah.
Perfect. I do enjoy just sitting, looking out the window at the ducks and the geese and the, cormorants and the blue heron, looking at the trees and in the fall, they're orange and red and greens, and in the winter, there's some snow and whatnot. That's what I like, really.
Well, this room was 2 rooms at that time. There was a wall, so that was a dining room and this was a living room. So we removed it to give a much more open space.
We both felt the same thing about the wall that was across here, and we opened it up and it worked perfectly. And then, with the solarium and all the flowers from the garden, no, it was perfect. Other than that, just looking after all the flowers that we have in it. We have friends, some friends that come and go. Not a huge number, so that, it's family and us, really. When all the children or grandchildren are here, they'll eat there. We have 2 tables going. Everything's in the right place with the sink and the microwave. You can cut this here and there. It's all in the right place, and the lights are in the right place, and it's, I would say, perfection.
Well, I think my favorite room is outside the house.
Okay.
On the deck or in the garden. You can spend an hour out there and not a single thought has gone through your head. Except, what's that weed doing in my garden? So it's the mindlessness of it's very relaxing. It's a mixed garden, a lot of perennials, of course, which take a lot of care and pruning and so on. But then I have raspberries, gooseberries, black currants, blackberries, from which I harvest the fruit and make into jams and jellies. So they take a lot of care, mostly pruning in fall and early spring. So that keeps me busy.
He is particularly good at making the jellies and jams. It's just not my forte, but he is particularly good at that. And I use, all the vegetables in all sorts of things. We have neighbors in our little cul-de-sac.
Yeah, we're very close to our
friends.
neighbors.
Yeah.
We usually meet out in the center.
Yeah, yeah. We had a barbecue once there, remember?
Yeah. It always reminds me of being in Kenya and being at on a safari, and sitting out in the evening or night looking up over a water hole and watching the animals parade in. They seem to know when to come and when to go. And it's like that here both with the boats and the birds. I mean, the first birds that come are ducks, and then the loons come. And the same with the ships, the boats. The first boats are the sculls at the crack of dawn or even before dawn. And then kayaks, and then motorboats, and then sailboats. So it's all sort of like a stage, an act. And everybody knows their timing.
It's just sort of, you close your eye, it just brings you peace somehow, and you just sort of meditate, a bit. Yeah.
I sit in the corner of this room. Nancy sits at one end of the room and I sit at the other room. And get on my iPad or read my book.
We play cards and games and bridge and, you name it. We're quite happy to play our 5 games of cards every day.
Yep.
For a couple of hours. And we keep track of every single winner and loser, don't we?
Well, that's because you lie.
Oh, no, I'm not. No, I don't. I think humor is behind it all. We all laugh together about this, that, and the other thing, and nobody sort of gets upset.
And we don't frequent the pubs.
No, we don't.
Well, I do kayak. Not so much lately, but we have several kayaks.
When I was at McGill, and played tennis and squash and you name it. But I haven't been able to. I've had surgery on both my shoulders and arms and legs and knees, and so it prevents me from going. I'd love to be out swimming and whatnot, but at this stage, I think I just stick to watching out. But when the grandchildren are here, they like to swim, they like going in the water, they like playing with the crabs and the starfish. And
well, you can't see it right now because it's high tide, but we have one of the few sand beaches on this side of the arm. They like to play in the sand.
Build castles and whatnot. But they're, of course, most of them are at university now.
Yeah.
Just sort of phoning to Grandma, saying, Grandma has seen it all, done it all, knows it all. She just can't remember it all. That's what when he turned 21, that's what they said. We're quite happy here, and it's fairly simple to look after, really. One of us is going to go soon, probably me before him, but I think a nursing home isn't my cup of tea, and I don't think it's John's either.
No, I'm not leaving.
If need be, we would have a home, someone coming in and helping out if we needed that. We could, if need be, you know, you could just go up and into the kitchen, you know, from downstairs up here into the kitchen, and there's no stairs to go if we absolutely got to that stage.
Some of them live by the water because they are boaters and they have a boat. Others are fishermen and they fish. I think other people live by the water because it gives them a view which is untampered by noise and cars and buses. It's similar to people who live in the mountains. It's, I guess, closer to nature.
You know, it's just peace and tranquility, as it were.